Oh boy, did you see this? President Biden appearing confused and lost during a Veterans Day service this weekend as questions about his age and mental fitness consume his re-election campaign. And former Obama advisor David Axelrod is speaking out about it.
One number in the polling that was concerning, and in the CNN poll that followed after the New York Times poll, had to do with age, and that's one thing you can't reverse. And no matter how effective Joe Biden is behind the scenes, in front of the camera, what he's projecting is causing people concerns, and that's worrisome. And I think with Donald Trump on the other end, he can still win this election, but the age issue is difficult.
Fox News contributor and columnist for The Messenger, Joe Concha, joins us now. Joe, this is the second not-so-subtle nudge from one of these key Obama world players and David Axelrod for Joe to get out. Your thoughts?
Yeah. And Todd, you hit the nail on the head. When David Axelrod speaks, he's basically serving as a sounding board for Barack Obama. And the age issue is something that an overwhelming number of Americans are concerned about when it comes to Joe Biden, who at this moment is again at the beach in Delaware. When you spend 40% of your presidency on vacation, that may be an issue. And if anyone thinks that Joe Biden is going to get better in a second term as he goes well into his 80s, well, that's just not the reality. And at this point, it's a race against time, however, because if Biden doesn't drop out in the next few weeks and say that he's not running, whoever his replacement is on the Democratic side won't get on many state ballots. So perhaps that's why you're hearing so much from the likes of David Axelrod about this right now for Biden to get out, because, again, if he doesn't do this by the time we get to 2024, the Democratic Party is stuck with him, and they don't want to be stuck with him right now, it appears.
Joe, you're a writer. You wrote this. You say a Biden-Trump matchup could change the game for a third-party candidate, and that the, quote, dominance of the two-party system has never been shakier. The names you put out there, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Jill Stein, possibly Joe Manchin, who said he's not going to run for Senate. What is your thesis statement, Joe?
My thesis statement is that Gallup shows that 2/3 of voters say there is a need for a third party right now. So that's what's driving candidates like Jill Stein into this race, along with the fact that, Joe Biden is polling lower than any president since Jimmy Carter at this point. Carter was the last one-term Democratic president, by the way. So when you add it all up now, look at all the candidates we have in this race who aren't Republican. RFK Jr., Cornel West, Dan Phillips, Jill Stein. A lot of chatter about No Labels putting together a Mitt Romney, Joe Manchin ticket, or Larry Hogan and Joe Manchin together. I mean, who's next? I mean, has anybody checked in on Ralph Nader lately? So it's a matter of simple math. More candidates coming in from the left means the pie gets split up more on the left, and that's why in a close election they can make Donald Trump our 47th president again.
In less than a year until the presidential election.